I think Jeff Bezos was who said, "Any business plan won't survive its first encounter with reality. The reality will always be different. It will never be the plan." So you have a plan for your business and it survived its first encounter with reality. Congratulations on this one. But do you have a blueprint for your business? Welcome back to our channel. We have started this video series to provide a comprehensive guide on process management. In another video, we have discussed the basics of the process management lifecycle and the varying maturity levels of business processes found within organizations of all sizes. Today, we'll investigate the diverse types of business processes and help you to create your own process landscape, or the so-called business process map. The purpose of a process map is to give you and all stakeholders a better understanding of how your business works as a whole and how each individual workspace fit into the big picture. From core operational processes that drive your organization's day-to-day functions to supportive processes that enable smooth operations, each type plays a crucial role in achieving business objectives. So if this is something you are interested in, let's start now. Business Process Mapping Basics. The purpose of a process map is to provide an overview of the most important business processes that directly or indirectly contribute to the value creation of the company. If these processes are functionally linked to each other, they form a process landscape and contribute significantly to the better, in this case also, structured representation of a company. Within a process map, processes can be arranged hierarchically so that certain process areas can be broken down into further details. A good process map shows the content structure of an organization as well as the strategic and operational orientation of the company, and subsequently allows a deeper insight into certain processes. Types of business processes. All value-adding processes represent the core business and generate benefits for customers. For example, in a manufacturing company, the production process is a core process. Supporting processes are meant to support the core business and operational processes. These are, so to say, used by core processes. Typical examples are human resource management, IT management, engineering, accounting, etc. Management processes control the core business activities and the supporting processes. They determine how the company is run. The best example of this would be the definition of corporate strategy. This is just a short overview, and if you'd like us to delve deeper into the process types topic, please leave a comment below. Knowing which content is best suitable for our viewers will help us to offer more focused and relevant insights in the future. Now back to the process map and its purpose to give all stakeholders a better understanding of how a company works as a whole and how each individual workspaces fit into the big picture. It is important to understand right from the start that the process map does not depict any organizational units. Here, the different areas, departments, and the hierarchy of the company have no use. In the process landscape, a distinction is only made according to process types. Another important feature of the process map is that in contrast to an organizational chart, it does not consider functions or hierarchical positions, but focuses on the roles of the organization members. The structure of the process map. For the structure of the process map, I recommend the size of one letter page for a better overview. Depending on how many processes you want to map, you can design the process map in portrait or landscape format. Remember that this overview is intended to serve as a table of contents for your organization, so try to define the processes at the same level, such as the headings of a book. Start with the management processes. Place your company's core processes in the middle, and complete the mapping with the supporting processes. For the visualization of the processes, you are free to choose a form that suits your understanding and the corporate identity of your company. However, I recommend that you proceed as simplified as possible and use only common shapes, for example, squares or arrows. Furthermore, I recommend that you formulate the names of the processes as briefly as possible and do not use any internal company terms, so that even external and non-specialists can understand your map easily at a first glance. Ideally, the name of a process consists of an object and a verb, for instance, create a process map, and a number indicating whether it is a core, management, or support process. Typical management processes are, for example, perform strategy management, perform product management, perform sales management, and so on. In companies with an established process management, the process map will also include the process, perform process management. The core processes are named so because they represent the core business or key competence of a company. They are also called value-added processes and can be easily recognized in this context by three main characteristics. The company makes money or generates value by performing these processes. The customer is willing to spend money on the output of these processes. Imagine as if at the beginning of the process stays your main customer with his expectations, and at the end of the process, there is again your customer and the perception of his satisfaction. As an example, you can see the core processes of my management consultancy company. My core competence as a sole proprietor is to consult small and medium-sized enterprises, to support my clients in establishing project and process management in their organizations, but also to manage projects, to perform process optimizations, and, if necessary, to coach the people involved. Last but not least, the supporting processes type. These are operational processes that support value creation but do not generate any direct customer benefit themselves. Typical supporting processes are, for example, human resources, accounting, IT and data processing, technology, and maintenance. The operation of a company cafeteria would also be such a process. It is important to understand that these processes do not play a minor role for the company and should therefore not be seen as low-priority processes. The mere fact that they are an integral part of an organization's process map can underline this sufficiently. As mentioned at the beginning, the process map always represents the top level of the company's process management structure. It serves to gain a complete overview, as well as to recognize connections between processes. However, it does not remain on the so-called bird's eye view. A process map can have several levels. I recommend that you create up to 3 levels, with the lowest level referencing detailed process flow model documentation. Now that you have learned the basics, why don't you try to map the processes of your company or small business? To identify the business processes that exist in your organization, start asking yourself easy questions like, what do we do? How do we do what we do? Who does which part? How long do the individual steps take? When is what we're doing finished? As next, use a piece of paper, ideally letter format. Arrange the identified processes according to their chronological order. We would love to hear from you whether you were able to create your process map based on the content of this video. Please leave a short comment below or just a symbol to indicate your current situation. If you have any questions, please use the comment section too. We would be happy to help. Next step would be to identify the processes you want to improve. If you don't feel confident to proceed so right now, please consider subscribing to our channel. The next video about pains, remedies, and gains in process management is already in the pipeline.